All right, it's May 21st, 2023. Appreciate you joining us. So we make all things, so if it's your first time to the channel, welcome. We make videos on all things Southern California. What it's like to live here, work here, play here, owning a home here. And we very much love it. Hi, my name's Bruce Clark. I'm a professional real estate agent, been doing it almost 18 years and work all areas of Southern California. So if it's your first time to the channel, do us a favor, hit the subscribe button, click the bell for notification. We'd love to notify you the next time we upload a new video. Certainly the next time we schedule live. We try to do 3 lives a week. So we're going to start increasing the pace and depending on technology and things. And there's so much to do out here, see and do. That's one of the things we love. So today I'm going to do a deep dive into Irvine. And we're going to talk about communities. I'm not going to talk about every single community. There's 29 of them, but I should say I'm not going to do a deep dive into 29, but we'll do a deep dive into Irvine, and we'll talk about a lot of the communities. One of the things I wanted to do was I wanted to talk about areas that I think people end up liking. We get more calls on. So there's 29 areas. One of the areas is interesting. It's called Airport Area, and that's where we have the mid-rises, high-rise, like the Plaza and the 5,000 building, and we have Scholarship, and then there's the Marquee and Watermark, all kinds. Those are areas that are certainly a lot different, and we call it the Airport Area. Now, one of the things about the Airport Area, certainly as you get to buildings like the Marquee, the Plaza, the HOAs are big. You can be up to almost $1,200 a month HOA. In fact, if you get double, you could theoretically be up to $1,500 a month. So big numbers. We're going to talk about some generalities when it comes to that. Eventually, what we'll do is I'll probably do an even deeper dive into maybe I'll group them. For example, the luxury communities. We have Shady Canyon. Definitely going to talk about that. We have Hidden Canyon. We have Orchard Hills. We have Great Park. Great Park, Altair, Orchard Hills. You have Bella Vista, Alta Vista, by Toll Brothers. Hidden Canyon's Toll Brothers. Altair has some Toll Brothers product. They have some Lennar also. And Shady Canyon has a mixture of custom, semi-custom, John Lang luxury, the old Masters collection. They had some more production type homes that we'll talk about. We're going to talk about just a lot of things, Irvine. So do us a favor, like, subscribe, let us know what you find of interest. We want to make videos that are interesting to you. One of the things that we do is when we go out to areas, we always pick up something new. We were just out in Laguna Altura previewing some homes for a client, and there's not many homes. In fact, there's one home on the market. We looked at some rentals also. There's not many homes, but every time we get into a community, we learn something, and that's important. And whether it's Dana Point, whether it's Irvine, whether it's Laguna Niguel, whether it's San Clemente, whether it's Tustin, we learn something every time we go into communities. And that's one of the things we do. We go into the communities. We don't just sit at the desk. All right, I'm sitting at the desk today. It's a live video. But we don't just sit at the desk. We actually are out. And my beautiful wife, Veronica, she handles production. She handles a lot of things. And she's out. And so you don't always see her. She's behind the camera. She's holding the gimbal and doing all the other stuff. But we're out. And it's not just that we're showing properties, not just previewing, but we're also out learning. We drive around the communities, and I ask certainly that you watch some other videos. Take a look at our videos about Irvine, take Lake Forest. We've got Tustin. We've got Santa Ana. We went to Floral Park. Some cool stuff. Maharaji lived there, the daughter of. It's very cool. Watch those videos and then get back to us. Let us know what you want to see. We've been up to Crystal Cove. We've been in Newport Coast. We haven't been to Pelicans yet. Pelicans are Pelican Hill, Pelican Crest. There's Pelican Ridge, but not really. The Pelicans are when I think of Pelicans in Newport Coast, it's the Customs, Pelican Hill, Pelican Crest. We're going to do a deep dive into that and explain the differences between the two. And but we have benefited going to a lot of great communities in all cities. And so again, let us know. Let us know what you find of interest. So Irvine's a fantastic city. There's just no two ways about it. It's one of the fastest growing cities out here. Eventually, it's going to be the largest in Orange County by virtue of the amount of land available. Irvine Company is continuing to expand. The Ray Park just sold some land. Most likely, that's going to end up commercial. It'd be interesting if it ends up as hospitality / commercial. I don't know. Going to be much inventory there. Warehousing space. I think industrial. You can move that around the corner, so to speak, as you go off. You got the Enterprise and some other areas. You've got Lake Forest. They have a lot more as far as warehousing. But one of the things about the Great Park, so I'll come back to some other things. One of the things about the Great Park is they have no hospitality. There's no hotels, nor are there any shopping or restaurants there. They're adding some restaurants. They're adding a neat little kind of a test food court. And there's going to be some vendors, some street vendors, which I love. I think it's great. Heck, I've even bought tamales off the back of a truck. At the back of a truck at a Walmart. A cast iron stomach. This comes from eating the Marine Corps. So it really is funny. But so there's a lot of expansion. There's some more expansion area 40, Plan 4, which is going to be at the Orchard Hills. That's going to be additional homes. But the Irvine Company has, well, it's Irvine, City of Irvine. Irvine Company's owned a lot of land there. They've been very generous in donating land. And there's University of California, Irvine. They donated land. And as we have the Irvine Regional Park and some other Irvine Conservancy, they've done a great job. So there's an immense number of parks. There's an immense number of trails. There's hiking. The weather, Mediterranean climate, gosh, high 70s on average. It doesn't get super hot, doesn't get super cold. I'm from Indiana, and we used to have a lot of snow, and I think it got down to 59 yesterday. We were outside closing ceremonies for my son Eric's baseball. He plays in the pony division. Well, the Broncos this year moving up to actual ponies. Eric's 12, and if you've ever seen our Instagram feed, you've seen Eric play. And but it was like 59, and I have to admit I put a sweater on and a little blanket over it. I felt like a wimp, but it was a little breeze. It was the breeze, but it was fun. But it doesn't get too hot. It doesn't get too cold. One of the neat things is we don't have a lot of bugs out here, and I hate bugs. Hate mosquitoes. The bugs, no big deal. The mosquitoes, mosquitoes were this big in the Philippines. I was in the Marine Corps, and one of our battalion mates got he got malaria. He got in the Philippines. It was horrid. I swear they were this big. The mosquito nets. We cover our face. We cover our cots. It was horrible. Anyway, I digress. That's one of the reasons. Lack of bugs that people love being here. You don't have to sit out with the citronella candles. You don't have to spray off and all that DEET. You can sit outside and you can enjoy this fantastic weather. Location-wise, almost halfway between San Diego and Los Angeles, a little farther from San Diego, but the location is fantastic. So we got major freeways. We have the 5 freeway and the 405 freeway. We have the 133, the 73. So you have some toll roads. 261. We have streets. They're widening. Streets are a pretty good size for the most part. We'll talk about some communities, but streets are not as wide perhaps. But what you'll find is that Irvine has so much to offer. It has high tech. We've got low tech. A little bit of everything. But we've got some major corporations here. Some corporations. We've got Ford, and we've got Taco Bell. We've got Kia, Hyundai. We've got, of course, all kinds of medical. Johnson & Johnson, all kinds of medical devices. There's Beckman, and there's all kinds of things here. Great college, great schools. So anyway, job opportunities, fantastic. Some very high-paying jobs. Schools, some of the top rated schools in the country, certainly in the county, but in the country, you've got Uni High and Beckman High. Portola Springs, a new high school, absolutely fantastic. Whether it's elementary, middle school, high school, they're highly rated. And I've had people move to Irvine and willing to pay more to go to, for example, for their kids to go to Uni High. And I could take them eventually to Sage or some other private schools, and sometimes they do. But it's kind of a feeder to big schools. Uni High. I've known people who have gone to Uni High, then gone to med school at UCLA or some other places, and they say that Uni High was about as difficult as med school, so or even law school. So very interesting. Colleges, you've got UCI, you've got Vanguard, we've got a lot of colleges around here. So you've got a lot of private schools. You've got a lot of great colleges. UCI is considered one of the best schools now, the best colleges in the country. We had the privilege of meeting Dr. Williams, who's running the UCI School of Business. Shout out to Dr. Williams, wonderful gentleman, Midwest guy. He is from Ohio, and very interesting story. We had the pleasure of meeting him at an event for the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. My wife's an ambassador, so I have benefit of tagging along with her and enjoy the camaraderie and networking and food, good food. Thank you, Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. But so UCI Business School of Business, absolutely fantastic school. Dr. Williams I think he's been there now about 3 years and 4 years, and just doing a great job there. But that was Donald Bren has gifted a lot of money. Donald Bren is the owner of the Irvine company. So again, gifting land, gifting a lot of money. So there's a lot of money that's come into the area. A lot of great things. You've got great hiking. You've got a lot of trails. You've got a lot of parks. There's approximately 50 community parks. I would say 30 or so city parks. But you've got some huge ones. Bill Barber Park. They've got some great fields. They've got a stadium there for baseball. You've got tennis. You've got pickleball. You've got basketball, baseball, softball, soccer. It's truly amazing. As you get out to the great park, they've got 20 soccer fields. You've got baseball fields, softball fields. Again, they've got raging waters. I keep getting this one wrong. So they have a fantastic water park. I mean, it's just all right here. We're not far from Disneyland. We're not far from Knott's Berry Farm. We're really not that far from Magic Mountain, which I used to live in Ventura County, and we used to go that almost every weekend. Phenomenal roller coasters. If you're a roller coaster fan, you got to go there. But there's so much here. We're not far from Los Angeles. We're not far from San Diego. So world-class museums. You've got the Getty, and it's all right here. Here in Orange County, you've got the Bowers Museum. Irvine, you've got some museums. You've got a car museum. You've got the aircraft. You've got the William Lyon Museum. So it's just everything is right here. I come from an area in Indiana that literally it seemed like the population doubled when we moved in. It was called Stone Crossing. My dad was a Methodist minister, Dad Methodist, and so we lived on Stone Crossing Road. Our address was Greenwood. Our water is from Whiteland. I think our power is from Franklin. It was trash collection. We didn't have trash collection. I think we burned it, but it was we'd hit baseball and go into the pig farm. Seriously, it would. I've worked on a lot of farms, shoveled a lot of smelly stuff, but baled hay and straw anyway. Coming back, we were a long way away. We would have a literal paneled truck that would deliver. You would buy from the general store, and we had the mill. It was interesting. We don't have that here. It's you can go, you're 5 to 10 minutes away from almost anything. You live in Irvine, you're not far from the Spectrum, which is world-class shopping, world-class entertainment, world-class food, Wood Ranch Barbecue, Cheesecake Factory, California Pizza Kitchen. You've got Morton's, you got Fleming's, you have Mastro's. It's just all right here. You're not far. As far as shopping, you've got Fashion Island, which is in Newport Beach, and you have South Coast Plaza, which is in Costa Mesa. So if you want Louis Vuitton, if you want Harry Winston for jewelry, if you want a Rolex, if you want a Brioni suit, It's all right there. It truly is an amazing city, an amazing location. I would say the same thing about Tustin Lake Forest in some ways, because we're all right here. Of course, Newport Beach, Newport Coast, Corona Del Mar. I would throw all of those into this basket, so to speak. I term Irvine, Newport Beach, Newport Coast as a golden triangle because the cities, the cleanliness, the safety. Irvine's considered one of the safest cities in America. It's been that way for many years, and we absolutely love it. And if you're watching live, I see I have someone. So please let us know what questions you have. We'll answer them certainly when we're done. But my wife is out this evening. Normally she'd be answering, but there are so many things here: safety, schools, entertainment, shopping. So you got all the amenities. Air quality is good, and I've had people move here for the food qualities. So a lot to like. Let's talk about some communities. I see we're already at 16 minutes, so I get to give the gab for my dad. I enjoy these, and again, let us know what you think. We do one of these for you. We want to do these for you. So let's talk about some communities. There's 29 communities in Irvine. The number one community, if you have the funds, is Shady Canyon. Certainly most exclusive, I should say, by far the most exclusive. You've got homes up to the $30 million range. You've got some 18,000 square foot homes there. There are some bigger homes in Crystal Cove. There is one that's over 50,000 square feet. Yeah, some as you go to Pelicans. So you've got some homes. You can go to some other areas, probably a little bigger. But for exclusivity, I believe Shady Canyon it's certainly right up there with most of the communities throughout the world. World-class homes, custom builders. You've got just absolutely gorgeous homes. Very spacious. They're elegant. You've got all the way from more of a modern with a semantic kitchens. I went in one not long ago, and that's not Semantic is a manufacturer in Germany, and they're very they're uber modern. And so you go in and you have a home that's that, and you have some marbles, and so marbles seems like to be the rage right now. You've got though marble is more of a Newport Coastish type material. We see a lot more marble floors and things over there. Starting to see it in some other areas, but you go in but in the past, Shady Canyon had exposed beams, had wide plank wood floors, a little darker woods. As they moved over to Canyon Creek in that area, as they rotated over, the builders lightened things up, expanded. There's not as much separation. You've got more of the great rooms. We see a lot of those, and but those homes in Shady Canyon, you're for a Sycamore Villa, you're going to be in the 5 million range. Those are production home. The Masters Collection, semi-custom. Now you're getting larger lots. Sycamore Villas, you could 10 to 13,000 square foot lots. I would say about 10,000 average. As you're getting the Masters Collection, semi-customs, now you're looking at the 15 to 17,000 square foot range lot. There's no place else except Hidden Canyon, which I'll come to. You're going to find something like that. I think there's one in Orchard Hills. Haven't seen anything over at Altair. Certainly nothing in Portola Springs that large. So you've got the size of home. You've got homes, and you can build subterranean. There's no subterranean in Orchard Hills. There's some subterranean over in at Altair. For example, Bellatrix. It's 1, 2, 3, 3, really 4 levels. Interesting. But that's something that we see. Not unusual to go to Shady Canyon and to see a world-class home theater, 500,000 to $1 million. You might have Kaleidoscope, which you have the ability to stream movies, live movies. I mean, movies that are to the theater right now. You can stream. I think you can even stream a movie like a week prior to it coming out in the theaters. But that's the kind of things we see. So we're talking world-class homes, big, beautiful homes. You're not talking a lot of customs. You're about 280 customs. Not a lot. Again, it's the exclusivity of the community. phenomenal golf course. Just absolutely wonderful community. Shady Canyon is definitely number one. Not everybody can afford to live there. I can't. I'd love to. I've sold homes there, and I've sold homes all the way from 10,000 square foot customs to mobile homes. So we sell all over. Then I would, if you're looking, let me take a little different direction. If you're looking for the absolute utmost in community activities, you probably would end up at the Great Park. Shady Canyon they have a phenomenal world-class golf course. Not everyone can be a member. You don't have to own there to join, but it's by invitation only. It's where you have to know people that are already there. You have to be sponsored. Let me come back on that. But it's a phenomenal golf course. They've got a pool at the club, a couple pools. You got a pool at the community center, and then a lot of the homeowners, especially the customs, a lot of them end up building their own pool, private pool. So, but a lot of other communities have more. Most other communities have more amenities. Certainly, as you get over to the Great Park, that's a 5 Points development. The Irvine company had nothing to do with development of that. So you have a lot of different architecture, a lot of different builders. Some of the communities here in Irvine, Stonegate, Cypress Village, Eastwood, initially were Irvine Pacific only. Only the Irvine Pacific was going to build there. They've let some others build in those communities. 5 Points didn't build anything. They were the master developer. Then they let the developers come in, the builders. They sold the lots. They were involved in the strategic planning of the Great Park. So what you have at the Great Park, you have 20 soccer fields, you have 20 softball fields, you've got baseball diamonds, you've got a lot of basketball, you've got the big the ball there, and it's the hot air balloon. You've got soccer stadium. You've got the LA Galaxy, in fact, comes there, and you've got an ice rink. So I believe the Ducks have come there. You just got all kinds of cool things. You've also got raging waters. So you've got everything is right there. So if you're looking for the absolute most, probably the most pools, certainly the most soccer fields, et cetera, then you would want to end up at the Great Park. Let's talk about why you wouldn't want to buy in the Great Park. Great Park, newer development. The homes are not going to be perhaps as big. But you have Melrose, and your taxes are among the highest in Irvine. Shady Canyon, HOA is about $750 or so. The changes might even be up to $800. That's not a big deal if you have a $10 million home. Taxes, but you do have some Melrose, you have some taxes, but the highest taxes, not the highest HOA, the highest taxes are going to be over the Great Park, approximately 1.7%. Not a big deal if you're moving from Texas, not a big deal because you're about 2.2%. Big deal here though. $1 million, you figure $17,000 a year. So $1,400 a month for taxes and HOA. We have Prop 13, so it does keep the property taxes down as one experiences appreciation. But the initial number can be big for someone. Great Park, a lot of new homes being released right now. We like the Great Park. There's a mix of single-family homes and condos. Again, a lot of different developers. It was a Superfund site, as was the Tustin Legacy. They were Marine bases. To simplify all your jarheads, double dogs. There are some people that won't buy in an area that was a Superfund site. Superfund site is in the Marine Corps, we just dumped everything in the ground. We had to as we were moving or hopping. It's 2 a.m. You're moving position, and you just didn't have time to clean up everything. You just didn't. And so there are some people that won't buy there. And certainly we recommend that prior to buying, you find out more about that. And that has turned some people off. Others don't care. And that's okay. And it's whatever is best for your family. So I think that, you know, gives you a nice little overview of those two. And then we have those two communities. And what's interesting is then we would go to Hidden Canyon, which is not an area, but the area is Laguna, but Hidden Canyon, I would say, would be the second. So Shady Canyon would be the most exclusive. Then you come down to Hidden Canyon. Hidden Canyon is approximately 400 homes. Um, they've got they've got two developments, and you're going to have homes with some views. There's some beautiful views from those homes. The Toll Brothers development, absolutely gorgeous homes. Shady Canyon goes up to approximately 30 million. The Great Park, I think you're around 4 million now. Hidden Canyon, a 9 million. They had a $9 million non-custom, a $9 million production home. And that's a big number. And certainly I don't use the word production disparagingly. There is a difference between a production home and a custom home. Make no mistake about it. There's the difference in materials. I'm not going to necessarily say difference in quality. Certainly, depending on the builder, we've seen some custom homes that probably left something to be desired, quality-wise, some fit and finish. But for the most part, if you're going to have a custom home, it's probably going to have higher quality fit and finish, certainly higher quality materials. It just is. You have reclaimed Jerusalem stone. But you're willing to pay for it. You get to select the materials. You get to pick what you like, whether it's the glass, the windows, the frames, and all kinds of things. Yeah, it could be the HVAC system, heating, ventilation, air conditioning. It could be a system that is truly hospital grade, like a Daikin. These are monster, huge air distribution boxes. You might have 15 throughout a big home, whereas in another home you might have one, maybe two. Huge differences. You might, and so we, again, I don't use the word production disparaging, but there are differences. And again, and if you ever have a chance, and if you haven't walked through a custom home, please do, especially with an architect or a builder, and it's very enlightening as they look at things and they talk about the materials. Certainly critique other people's work. So I would say Hidden Canyon is number two because of the exclusivity. There's one common area. There are some homeowners up there with pools. It certainly, as you get up to the Marbella's, you have some homes with pools, have bigger lots. You go up to about 22,000 square foot lot, but for the most part, you're probably going to be in the 8 to 9,000 range. So not nearly as big as Shady Canyon. Shady Canyon customs are going to be the averaging 22,000 square feet. So almost about a half acre. It's not unusual. Also, we see some 28, 30,000 as you buy a double lot, potentially even triple some areas. You can have 40,000 square feet. So huge differences. Depending on what you want to do with your home and the size and all that, you can end up, there's all the different areas for you to end up in. But that I would say is the second most exclusive would be Hidden Canyon. Then I would say, and by the way, both those communities are guard gated, and you're going to pay for it. You're going to pay for it with the HOA, be 500 to 600 and up. But they're guard gated, so there's an extra level of security in those. Again, Irvine's considered one of the safest cities in America. So, but that being behind guard gated gates, guard gated gates is what some of our buyers want. And also, just extra measure safety. Certainly, as you travel, we have people that travel the world, and so they want to make certain when they come home that it's been monitored. I would say the third most exclusive community, and I kind of do most exclusive, and I'm going to do it all different ways. And I'll keep coming back. I would say the third most exclusive is probably going to be Orchard Hills, the Vistas, Alta Vista, Bella Vista. Beautiful homes, again, by Toll Brothers. Some of them have beautiful city views, sea light views. You've got mountains, ranges. That's one of the things about Irvine. Yeah, a lot of the places you can see the mountains. You can see the snow on the mountains. I'm telling you, it really is. It's got so much to go, so much going for it. But I would say the Vistas is going to be third as far as, exclusivity. You've got some homes in 6 and 7 million. I think one sold at like 8.2. I consider it an aberration right now. It's interesting. For 8.2 million, you could probably get a custom home and put some money into it. It's interesting. It's interesting why someone would buy that versus in a Shady Canyon or some other areas, but um, it's not my 8.2 million. But those homes are also Toll Brothers, wonderful, kind of the same floor plans that they had over in Hidden Canyon. So, but you have a lot more homes in Orchard Hills. Orchard Hills is a huge development. They've got a lot of great parks. You've got a lot of mm, outside of Alta Vista and Bella Vista, a lot of kind of cookie cutter design. It is what it is. They're going to reuse. Builders want to reuse floor plans and what's called elevation, which is the facades and basic floor plans. But you've got a lot as you're standing there. You can turn and you can see 2 or 3 models just like yours. You won't see that in Shady Canyon Customs. You just won't. It could be could be a French provincial, it could be a Tuscan, could be Santa Barbara, and just huge differences in homes. People are willing to pay for that. But again, I love Alta Vista and Bella Vista. Orchard Hills is interesting. There's only a couple access points, and that's a problem for some because certainly as the areas grow and as more people move in, then that's going to make it more difficult to get in and out of the community. Not as big a deal now, but they're adding more homes. And I've always thought that they should open up another ingress egress, another way to get in and out of the community. They haven't yet. It's going to be interesting because I do have people that can't buy in certain communities because they're physicians, they're doctors. I've sold to ER doctors, and they have to get to the hospital quickly. And certainly if you're a cardiologist, if someone has a heart attack, God forbid, man, you need to get out. You can't be at the very top. For example, Alta Vista, Bella Vista, it could be that you can't get down to the gates quickly enough. Certainly happens at Crystal Cove, the customs. Certainly happens if you're on Balboa Island or Peninsula. You couldn't get off quickly enough, certainly during the summer. So there are reasons that people don't buy in certain communities. It's not that they don't like the community. It's that it's just they can't make it work for them in various ways. But I like Orchard Hills. It's right around the world's largest producing avocado farm, which is owned by the Irvine Company. Just a few days revenues, I'll ask from that. Donald Brennan, and you got some really nice homes up there. You've got some high quality homes. You've got some good size lots. You don't have even again remotely like you're going to see over in Shady Canyon and some other areas. But I like Orchard Hills. A lot of good parks. You're not far from if you want to even hike Peters Canyon. You're not far from Tustin, and they've got the regional park there. And of course, you're not far from the Irvine Regional Park. You're probably 10-15 minutes. A lot of amenities nearby. There's a mix of condominiums and single family homes. You do not have any condominiums in Shady Canyon. You do not have any in Hidden Canyon. For some, again, that's what they want. They didn't want that. Orchard Hills is also around a lot of apartments, Irvine Company apartments. That increases the density and makes it more difficult as you're traversing the areas. School is fantastic, as most Irvine schools are. So those are really the three. As we go to, so we got the Great Park. Let me talk about the Great Park. Let me come back. Great Park has some new homes coming up. There's some new homes that are being released. So you don't have just Altair, and you don't have just the Toll Brothers. The Great Park has something called Altair, which is Toll Brothers. Again, big homes, beautiful homes. Lennar built some nice homes up there. Some different architecture. I like it. It gives you a difference as you head over to they call it lowlands, and we see that in North Tustin also as you come out of the mountains. So you've got the highlands and the lowlands. So as you come down to the lowlands, so to speak, well, the flat part of Great Park. Now you've got a lot of different communities. You have condos. You have a mix of 4 stories. You've got some buildings that have electric elevators because they're 4 stories. Lennar did that. It's pretty cool. They're not hydraulic, they're electric. You've got You've got some nice luxury-ish style homes. You're not going to end up with anything remotely as big as you will in Altair. It's a guard-gated community across the street from the Great Park. So big differences between the two. I hope I'm not confusing you here, but that's, I wanted to come back and cover the Great Park. Then we have Portola Springs. Portola Springs it's interesting. It has some older homes, some much older homes. They have some newer homes. There's some new homes being released by the Irvine company, and some interesting product. They're taking some homes which have views. They've certainly jacked up the price, and if you have a larger lot or you have a view, you're going to pay a lot premium. And I've seen lot premiums $800,000. The lots for Shady Canyon were in the 2 million plus, and now if they release those, probably at 5 million for a view. I think they're going to do something unique. I think there's something coming up from them. I think we're all going to be surprised by what the Irvine company does with another Shady Canyon style Irvine area development. But there's a premium for that. You don't have that at the Great Park, the lower part, for the most part, the Great Park. You have good sized homes, smallish lot. You'll have a 3,000 square foot home on a 3,800 square foot lot. So you don't have a lot of space, but that's not stopped people from buying. Certainly in this market in May 21st, 2023, there's just no inventory. And people are throwing money at sellers. It's crazy. It literally is crazy. I've seen some homes with 30, 40 offers. So it's an interesting market. So Great Park, a lot more density, but there's a lot to offer there because of the amenities, because of all the stuff. And you're not far. As you're heading down towards Lake Forest, and then you could be in Laguna Beach in 15, 20 minutes from Hidden Canyon. So let's say 25 from Great Park, you're 15 from Hidden Canyon. Laguna Altair, same thing. You head to 133, and so that's down there. I know there are people that would argue that Turtle Ridge and Turtle Rock are even more exclusive. Turtle Ridge has some really big homes, some nice homes. You've got, I like Turtle Ridge. It's an older community. There's some different looks, different architecture. I like Turtle Ridge, guard gated community. Some nice. They don't have as many amenities. It's a good location, but I think that Turtle Ridge for some has been surpassed by the homes, for example, over in some Hidden Canyon and certainly Orchard Hills and of course Shady Canyon. But Turtle Ridge, Turtle Rock has some great homes too. Some broad moors, and it's an older community. It's one of the original communities here in Irvine. So it's Turtle Rock. Love the community. Older homes. You got some single level homes. You have great views. Schools are older, but again, excellent schools. They still go to Uni High, which is the same high school that Hidden Canyon, Shady Canyon, Quail Hill, Turtle Rock, Turtle Ridge students go to. Quail Hill is an area that we also like. More density. It is more density, so it's tougher as you get up with the parking and things like that. And there's a full range of condos and single family homes. It's an older community. Some of the homes are starting to show the age. We still like Quail Hill, and Quail Hill, because it's kind of the axiom is that the closer to the ocean you get, the more expensive. So it's across the 405, so you're closer to Newport Beach, Newport Coast, that area. So typically they're going to fetch a higher price. I like Turtle Rock, Turtle Ridge, Quail Hill, but the designs for the most part are much different than you're going to find in the newer communities, newer developments. And a lot of people are pushing. A lot of people like the open concept where you have family room, you have so the living room, family room, kitchen, all of that. The great room, California room, You could have conservatory, whatever, all right there. They like that. Some of the homes over in Quail Hill, Turtle Rock Ridge don't have downstairs bedrooms. Most of the new homes have a downstairs bedroom. That's a big deal. Some of them have in-suite, in-law suites. That can be a very big deal. You want cooking facilities. You want you want to have, substantial size bedroom downstairs for the in-laws, mom, dad. They want to separate the kids. So there's a lot of differences and a lot of things that go into deciding where to live. Northpark, love Northpark. Northwood, love it. Some guard gated communities, Northwood Point. Northpark's guard gated. Northpark Square is not guard gated except Bella Vista. So again, we know the areas. But there's a lot. Love Northpark. Northpark is going back to, gosh, over 30 years now. It is an area that has a full range of homes all the way from hotel style condos. It's interesting as you get over. And then you've got some homes up the Cambrias, which are about 4,400 square feet. Love Northpark. So a lot of homes there. And it's a guard gate community. It's not far from Orchard Hills. It's right there. And a lot of the people lived in Orchard or Northpark ended up buying up in Orchard Hills because they wanted newer. So some huge differences there. Those are that's an older community. Northpark, Northwood. Nice homes. I love the communities. Northpark was the first pedestrian-friendly development with paseos and all that. And we really love the community. You've got 4 or 5 pools. You've got basketball. And there's all kinds of things. It's right by the since Orchard Hills, you've got a couple shopping centers, and you're not far from the Tustin, the amenities Tustin, the marketplace, and you're not far from all the other things that they have with the marketplace. And then as you head in the Spectrum, but that's again, there's a world of difference in floor plans between Orchard Hills and Northpark. There are some areas like El Camino Real, they're older. You're talking going back 50 years. So you've got homes. You might have you have some single level homes. You might have an 8,000 square foot lot and a 1,400 square foot single level home. Gives you an opportunity to come in to add a second level. You could also expand the home. That's not something you're going to find in Orchard Hills, not something you're going to find in Hidden Canyon, but the opportunity exists. I'm trying to give you in the amount of time that I want to go, a little more information about some of the areas. El Camino Real, so you've got the Willows, and you've got Heritage Park, which are condos, and you've got again the Willows, and you have Green Tree, and you have all those areas. And so you have some single family homes, you have some single level homes, you have some homes that people are buying versus scraping the lot and building new, and you can do that. So a lot of things to think about when you're looking at an area and a development. I think, but I think that for sake of time, we're right at 43 minutes. I hope I've given you a lot of information. I know I touched on, I haven't touched on San Joaquin. I didn't touch on West Park, Older. I didn't touch on Rancho San Joaquin, which are mainly condos. We haven't touched on that. We didn't go into Orange Tree. Orange Tree is mainly condos. You have some single family homes, but they're older. I find out today's buyer is looking for probably more of an open floor plan in some of the newer communities. The older communities, we're finding a lot of interest because the price in Gomelo Roos and the HOA is more reasonable. But what we're finding are families they want live behind guard gates. They want newer schools. They want newer homes. They want more pools, more amenities, tennis courts. You don't have tennis courts over in, for example, Heritage Park. You have a pool. That's all you have. So that's one of the things that we're finding. But there's 29 communities. So let me know what you're looking for. Let me know. I don't want to make another video because it's just not enough time in even 45 minutes to do any city out here justice. But I hope that I've covered a lot of things about Irvine. And certainly, we'd love to help you if you're looking to make a move. But reach out to us. Let us know what you're looking for. Let us know what kind of videos you'd like. Let us know what you find of interest. Do us a favor, hit the subscribe button, click the bell for notification. Like our videos, we'd love to connect with you. So whether you're looking to make a move in the next 5 days, 50 days, or further out, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. We'd love to help you make a smooth move to Southern California. And if you're looking to move away, or selling investment property, reach out to us. We'd love to help you there too. Bruce Clark, Coldwell Banker. Have a wonderful rest of the weekend.